citizens of the Reject Realm. We're going back to the Undying Lands. It's time for Rings of Power, Season 2, Episode 6. G, you ready to go?
John, I haven't read the comments in the last 2 videos.
You don't have to. Everyone loves it.
Pretty confident.
And they love what you had to say about it.
Pretty sure what everyone's loving what I'm saying and doing.
They're just all telling me that I shouldn't have been surprised at that one moment. But hey, if you thought that it was a surprising moment, leave a like on the video, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get notified when episodes 7 and 8 come your way. Also, big thanks to Prepper for chopping these down, turning them around quick. We appreciate their help. Also, if you want to get the full and complete Rings of Power experience, watch every episode alongside us, see everything that doesn't make the highlights, come on over to patreon.com/therealrejects. We got tons of other stuff over there as well for you to watch. And if you can't support there, come on over to the social medias. It's free for everyone. And we got exclusive, lovely, fun content that Greg and Roxy are always cooking up over there. It's a blast. Join us. Let's watch some Lord of the Rings.
The game is afoot.
Let's go.
Good posture, good posture. I love it. Good. I want to bring those knees up a little bit.
Dude, did you murder an Ent to get your chest plate? They didn't even confront you about that. Ooh.
Anything's better than dying out Adar chase a ghost.
Orkenkrantz and Guildenstern.
Whoa.
Whoa. Nice.
Nice flip.
Cool. Arrows at point blank are extra badass. Oh.
You'd think you'd keep one alive just to find out some information.
Yeah.
About, like, what do you mean?
Especially because they were cast out from the group. They might have talked to you.
Just the exact thing I was looking for.
Hey. You are here.
P.F. Chang's is located on the 2nd floor.
Get that new spicy orange chicken.
Ye rings of men, why do you still defy me?
Oof.
You who live not, breathe not, possess not mind, nor will.
Have this conversation with my pens.
Pride is woven in your inmost self, that you resist my hand.
Why does the ink never work on the paper?
Why can't I write upside down?
More mithril.
There is no more mithril. The dwarves have been tardy with their delivery.
Oh, they're getting greedy.
So chase them down.
We have tried, my lord.
Must I do everything myself?
We are laboring as hard as we can.
They are ghosting us.
Terrible leadership, man.
Yeah, you're losing it.
Some of us have noticed you seem especially ill-tempered of late, my lord.
You have a stick up your ass, my lord.
You all talking shit? You all saying some shit?
You want to say that to my face?
What is your name again, Smith?
Ouch.
Wowie.
You mean you don't remember?
Of course I remember.
But do you remember?
Lord Celebrimbor.
Give me a moment, I said!
Oh.
Everyone take a respite.
That means a 5-minute break.
Oh.
There's just a fancy way of saying it to sound intelligent.
Yeah. He was behind that door with a thesaurus.
Yeah.
She's called Mirdania.
Cannot be expected to remember everything.
Oh.
I hope she heard
Is that
you.
right, Tim?
Hey, you got it, Cal.
Earlier, I could have sworn I left my creasing hammer just here.
You mean that hammer?
Ugh. It's like the time I searched an hour for the Game Boy I was holding.
Yes. My mind must be going.
Or you were going so deep into it, coming out again has become an incredible burden.
Let me relieve you that burden.
Yeah, you're just overworked. You're on burnout.
I am well.
You look it.
I'm just fatigued.
Then I am afraid you will not like the tidings I bring.
Of course.
Your people demand an audience.
No.
They want to put on a show.
You are the Lord of Eärien. You have responsibilities.
Yes, and my greatest responsibility is to the rings. Until the 9 are complete, nothing else matters.
Your responsibilities to the people.
And nothing else matters.
The dwarves are late with our mithril. Could you see to it?
At once.
The drip on Anatar is quality. Sauron, whatever we're going to call him. Like crow feathers, the gold.
Oh my god, Sauron's outside.
Hey.
The greatest of elven smiths is consumed by his work. He asks that I handle all matters of administration in his stead.
Uh-oh.
Now, what seems to be at issue?
He doesn't remember my name.
This gatehouse is typically a throng with artisans and merchants traveling into the city, but it all strangely halted yestereve.
Ooh.
Where is he?
Dang. Oh.
Washed up this morning. He appeared to be carrying a message.
Do we know this guy?
It's my favorite character.
Bury him. Show this to no one.
Oh, secrets continue to compound.
His face does look kind of familiar.
Shall I inform Lord Celebrimbor?
Negative.
He has asked me to see to it that no one is permitted to disturb him.
Not even the smiths.
Oh, tell Morrissey to get out of here.
He has stripped us of our duties.
Yes, I am afraid so.
Was it that business about him forgetting my name? I know I was brusque with him, but...
He's not himself, Eldania.
Mordania, that's her name.
Yeah. This is all a trick so that he could remember her name.
Give him time. Pray that he finishes this work before it finishes him.
Ooh, good line.
Putting up a great act, because he knows what's going on. But he's acting like disturbed by Celebrimbor's actions.
Yeah, it's good. It's convincing. In the moment.
Can I trust you? Make sure the others respect his wishes as well.
Of course.
Hand her responsibility, make her feel important.
My lord, the carving on the body. What did it say?
He looks so sad.
Where is he?
Oh, spooky. Nicely framed in the opening. It's always this like little tiny smile, like wants to smile but he can't. Can never break character.
It's cool to watch, man. He's got a good body language.
He
you know?
does. The casting overall is great. Him, Celebrimbor, loving that.
You seemed intent on finding Sauron. One might even say consumed by it, the way one always is.
Wouldn't you know? In his... right next to her the whole time.
It's wormed its way inside your mind.
You know nothing on my mind.
Heh.
Sooner or later, he sees you. Not just who you are, but who you wish to be.
And then uses that against you.
His eye bores a hole, and the rest of him slithers in.
His eye.
Yeah, and then slither like the venom goo.
For a while, he even makes you believe that his power has become yours.
False sense of empowerment.
Irresistible power that makes every desire's fulfillment seem inevitable.
So the illustration they're drawing is that Sauron is the ring.
Yeah, pretty much. It's the essence.
What did he promise you?
An army.
Do you want to know what he offered me?
I care not.
Tell her anyway.
Children.
Then it would seem he gave us both what we desired.
You see, it is not his lies which must be extinguished.
Haha. Tis his truths.
It is him.
Oh, that.
I can help you destroy Sauron.
What help could you possibly provide, Orc?
Oh.
I mean, he's got an army.
Get it right. Oh, yeah, look at that crown. Dang.
Morgoth's crown.
There are many stories of what happened after the Sil-Marils were pried from its settings.
Silmarils?
But I was there when Sauron refired it to fit himself. I was there when he kneeled to be crowned.
Also bashed his head.
And I was the one who used its power to slay him.
Well,
Dang.
he didn't slay, did you?
If what you say is true, why did he return?
You've just finished the job.
Because I had not yet found you. It is said the 3 elven rings saved your kind from fading. Is it true?
Wow, word travels fast.
Together, this crown and your rings would be powerful enough to truly destroy Sauron forever.
The irony.
Oh, boy.
The deceiver believes he is still beyond my grasp.
It is a brilliant plan. Make you think you're building a weapon to take down Sauron when Sauron is really building himself a weapon for defense and conquer.
Yeah.
That's clever.
Making you think it's all your idea and tying it to everything you want and strive for.
Halbrand is Sauron, isn't he?
Wow, he really yeah, you know. You had him in your captivity.
The fate of that city now rests on your ability to put aside your pride.
Pride Month
If
is over.
he knew that, why did he let him go?
Maybe he didn't know then. What he know now? Does this snap together?
Incitement of a violent conflagration that led to loss of life.
Son of a bitch.
Wowie.
These hideous breaches of law warrant a sentence of death.
Oh no.
The one guy, he doesn't deserve to be put to death.
Yeah. Excellent wild lines.
It is the judgment of this court that the accused be set free.
I wish court was like this. You mean exiled?
Probably. Court where just everybody gets to yell out.
Set free, provided, of course, he renounces his crime.
Of course.
And pledges his loyalty to Númenor's true ruler.
Imwa.
Elendil, son of Amandil, do you renounce your crimes?
Nah, bro.
I do.
Oh.
This will allow him to live to fight another day.
Do you accept Ar-Pharazôn as Númenor's true king?
I do not.
Oh.
Speak louder, Elendil.
Yeah.
I do not.
He does deserve to be put to death.
For Númenor's true ruler is now Míriel, daughter of Tar-Míriel.
Let's go.
And the only traitor here is you.
Ooh. Ooh. That must be really cool to like walk forward knowing you're going to be restrained, so you just keep going.
Damn. I'm rooting for him.
Perhaps we should let the Valar decide his fate. If the faithful wish to live by the old traditions, they ought to die by them as well.
See,
that's fair. Oh, let's go. Let's go. Next episode.
Season 3.
Season 3. Wow.
And the other one.
Petey, Perry.
Always paired, but no reason.
Pippin.
The secret fire whispers to us. It tells us things, even shows us things.
Does it show us things that will be, or things that only might be?
Yeah, how Scrooge are we going here?
Shows tomorrow's clouds as clear as yesterday's sunshine.
How do I learn to master its power, to fight back against the darkness?
What does a secret fire need with you as a master?
Yeah, you don't master it.
Every trial that you have met thus far, you have failed.
Meaning you're one step closer to success.
Failed a trial before you now, and there will not be another.
And okay.
Tell me what I must do.
Oh yeah. Push in.
Follow old Tom, for he will show you.
Oh my god, he's geared up.
I'm ready. Let's go, Tom. I'm excited.
Why don't you just leave? Get clear of him.
And where exactly would we go?
Anywhere.
Harford's find a new place to live every month.
It's the law.
This Smaug, my mum and her folks dug for me. I was born in it.
Molded by it.
I've been tending that tree since I was big enough to balance a rake.
Wow.
That was a beautiful tree.
Married my Bramgar in its shadow.
Oh, Bramgar.
Last spring, when he passed, I buried him under it.
Sadgar.
And one day I'll be buried beside him.
Oh. It's a good moment. It's a good scene.
You see, this place is not just where we live.
It's memories and history connected.
It's our home.
It's me.
Maybe it's up to me to get you out.
There's a chance I can get Poppy out, too.
Oh, but Poppy likes it here.
Why are you looking at me like that?
I was thinking of asking, what with all of us maybe about be murdered and all?
Quit talking.
Oh. Let's get some second breakfast going. Yeah. I don't know how old either of them are.
Just like that, they saved the McFly family.
Everyone's coming back in the photo.
Those big folk were only after us to get to him, the stranger.
Turn yourself in, you might well be putting the whole world at risk. Not just stores, but Harfoot's too.
Harfoot's?
Your ma and da, Dilly.
You remember Dilly, don't you?
My dad Dilly.
Remember Dilly?
Dilly.
Sooner or later, when you say something enough, I start believing you.
Oh, it's called affirmation.
I say we fight for it.
Oh, Captain, my captain.
The Dark Wizard found his staff, and now the time has come for you to find yours.
We will go on LinkedIn.
Oh, which one is it?
That's for you to decide, man.
You'll find your true staff only when the vision of your heart is single to the service of the secret fire.
Ooh.
But there are so many. One could spend months searching out there.
That's what you're searching with here. You gotta search from. You gotta search from in here.
Yeah. Don't look with your eyes. Just rub your chest on the ground and you'll find it.
Saw her. Nori. Unless I find her soon, she will die. Both of them will die.
That other one.
Many that die deserve life. Some that live deserve death.
Ooh.
Who are you to give it to them?
Once I know that she's safe, I could return to you.
No, you cannot.
Dang.
There are times when one path becomes two, and you must choose.
Good line.
Turn away now, and you can never return to this path.
Wowie.
Sauron rises in the west, a dark wizard in the east. Every soul in Middle-earth is in peril. Will you abandon them to their doom?
Mount Doom?
She is my friend. Your friend or your destiny?
Ooh.
Maybe they're both.
The choice is yours.
Live or die. How is the choice yours when it's destiny?
Yeah. Oh.
Batman.
Ah, Batman Bombadil.
Tom Batman.
Tom Batmobile.
Bombat.
Bombatdil. Bombatdil. There you go. You see every support beam in here? Tear them all down.
I would love a pickaxe.
Yeah, right.
Tear down my neighbor's wall.
I just want them to build like a Lord of the Rings theme park that has like a giant interior like this that you can hang out in.
It's probably never going to happen. It's very expensive.
It would be very expensive. You'd have to have crazy constant traffic to make that work.
I love gold. Smell of it, the taste of it.
My Vinky was a key. He's good too, old Durin, especially as he's being corrupted.
Yeah, he was in Westworld. He was great.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
He summoned me, father.
No. He did.
Oh, is he here?
I see the seven serving you well.
The seven dwarfs?
You've been talking shit about me.
I have just learned that Eärien is under threat of invasion.
It's Eärien.
Yes.
Without Mithril, the remaining rings of power may never be complete.
It's Mithril.
I understand you are expanding your mining operation. We can provide a steady supply of timber. Or perhaps Hazeldine would prefer something more precious.
Oh, the precious.
Perhaps we'd be wise to discuss this first in private.
There's nothing to discuss. I've already decided.
This conversation is just a formality.
The answer is no. Please give my regrets to Lord Celebrimbor.
Why now? What changed?
The greed.
Whoa, what was rising out of the fire there?
It's a little Balrog.
For a moment, I was afraid you'd taken leave of all your senses.
We're going to attack.
I have never been of sounder mind, but do not worry, my son. They'll be back.
What greater offer?
War is coming to Middle-earth, and the army that bears the weapons and armor of Mithril is all but invincible. We can name our price.
Drive that bargain. Oh.
The whole world's gone mad, my son.
Best get with the times.
But it is to us to grip it by the throat.
Jesus.
I really like this storyline. The last couple episodes have been really good.
Uh-huh.
Take off the ring.
I will not. It is mine.
My own.
Belongs to me.
Oh.
No, you belong to it.
Yep.
That's how I feel about my phone.
Fair.
If it is otherwise, please prove it.
Yeah.
I have nothing to prove to you, boy.
Oh, come on, dude. You feel it in your soul. Whoa.
Damn.
do a kip up.
He'd called the whole army down on us.
Let him. If he's so enthralled to that ring, he'd turn his troops on his own son. It'll show every dwarf in Khazad-dûm he's no longer fit to rule. They'll take his crown.
Yeah, buddy.
How can you talk about him this way?
It's just a father-in-law.
Talking about humiliating him, about destroying him.
I love him as much as you do. But the dwarf on that throne is not your father.
You just need to get rid of the ring.
As long as he's wearing that ring, he's deaf to all other voices, even ours. And every dwarf in this mountain's in peril.
Yeah, he's not himself. You've done everything you can, dude.
I always thought it was just the one ring.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was like every ring.
I can't do it. I look at him, and in his eyes, I still see my father.
No.
Lost and far away, yes, but he's still in there.
There's actually a really good illustration of when you have a toxic father. Sure. But you know there's a good man in there.
And all you want is to pull him out somehow.
If we don't act now, we'll never reach it. He'll destroy himself and take this kingdom with him.
Oh. Yeah, this is a really good episode, I think. At least so far.
So far, haven't been bored once.
No, this is the most, I think, this season. I've been sitting here going like,
This is like flowing and engaging.
Every plot line.
somehow, because of how I phrased that, I will get crap.
For not appreciating the rest of the show as much as...
I have spoken with Aramayo. He does not wish to further antagonize the faithful. His offer of mercy still stands.
Shut up, lady. God, you got no backbone.
It is hardly mercy to ask a man to set his integrity aflame.
Ask him to do it every day.
yeah. What do you need me to do, sir? Who do you need me to renounce?
Everything this family has lost, I cannot lose you two.
Oh my God, we just need a freaking Isildur to show up.
Oh,
Change everything.
Get a reunion going. Where's he been? Damn, it's been a minute.
He's hanging out with his horse.
Swallow your pride.
I would swallow my pride.
If after all this, all you see is pride,
It's not about pride, yeah. Come on.
I just said integrity.
then there are no words left for us to speak.
I'll give you $4,000 if you grab that bottle.
Whoa.
Thanks, sorry, my glasses are all foggy.
Hey, no problem. Anything for a few thousand shekels.
Said your hatred for him had become hatred for me. So I knelt before him, and I begged with my tongue to the dust for the chance to go to her.
Yo, she's acting like she's doing nothing wrong.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Speaking of, she believes she's doing the right thing, I guess.
You do not belong in this place.
Bow to Farason.
Wow.
I command it.
Wow.
It needs men like you, men who will champion all that is precious, men of faith.
Faith is not faith if it is not lived.
Yes.
And in my heart, I know you are this kingdom's true heir.
There are bars all over this episode.
This has been very interesting.
What if you're wrong?
Then I would rather die with a heart that is whole than live with one broken by cowardice.
Ooh. Strategic cowardice.
What of my heart?
She loves you.
If it is the will of the Valar that my life be spared, then it will be.
They will figure that shit out.
What if it isn't?
Oh. Then I will see you in eternity.
The sea is always right.
Oh, God, true to the end, bro.
It's always these characters are the ones about the sea.
The most fluid,
And
but most determined.
the morals are so high.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the first one where I feel like the intercutting between all the stories is not affecting the impact per scene.
Yeah.
I feel like every scene is still landing.
Well, and they all feel like connected by circumstance, even if the conversations and the situations are different.
Dita?
Oh, she's doing it alone.
We're here on orders from the king, so please move. Otherwise, I've no choice but to see you move.
Interesting way to put it.
I'm sorry.
Yep.
Doing this mother.
Yeah. She must have those pipes.
Is that meant to frighten us off?
No, they are.
Oh, what do we got? Oh, bats. Big old bats. That
Dang.
are probably called something different.
You can speak its language to attack.
Or at least find a frequency they respond to. Hey!
I love you.
This is only the beginning. They'll be back, and there'll be more of them.
Civil war happening here.
Then we'll be ready.
Let's go.
Do you forsake all earthly authority and accept the judgment of the Valar?
Do you think when he wakes up, he's like,
He's got special oils for that, yeah. He's got a pomade.
I accept their judgment.
Throw him in!
Jump in after him, girl.
Release him!
Who's that?
Given that his crime was committed in my name,
Oh.
I have the right to face the Valar's judgment in his place.
Wow.
Whoa. Damn.
What an act.
She showed up without anybody noticing.
It's a good PR move.
She's correct. It's all in there. You must.
Is this true?
You should know.
So it shall be!
I'll find a different way to kill this guy.
You cannot.
We are to walk the path of the faithful. It must be me who takes the first step.
Now that's leadership.
Some good shit. Oh, cool. Oh, and the ripple.
Spooky.
Ooh.
-1.
Yeah. Season 3 is just Elendil dealing with the PTSD.
Oh, this anticipation is building.
Wowie. Damn.
Damn.
That's great, too, with her outfit. And her hair. Ooh.
Actually, the fact that she can see might help.
Yeah. She sees without vision.
That is a terrifying shot. That's very Lovecraftian.
Yeah. You just feel like the horrific scope.
Ocean, sea, as beautiful as it is terrifying.
It's just inverted space, you know?
There's still hundreds of thousands of creatures we don't know about.
The Valar have deemed her
Worthy.
innocent.
Hail! Tar-Míriel! Queen of the sea!
Damn, dude. Not bad. Call the eagle back here.
Uh-oh, he's going to use it now.
Of course he is. Whoa. Yeah.
Mount Doom.
Oh, it's too much power.
Yes, Halbrand is Sauron.
Oh.
He's in Eärien to craft rings that will allow him to dominate my kind.
Not just your kind.
But he will not attempt escape until his task is complete. And that gives us momentary advantage.
Ooh. You said it.
Unlock me.
Partner.
Elrond hastens from Lindon with an army of elves. And Nenya, my ring.
Nenya.
Once he arrives, he will seal off the city, loose Celebrimbor from Sauron's grasp, and then together, you and I will eradicate all trace of Sauron from this world.
Yeah.
What then for the Uruk? Will your High King permit us to return home in peace?
Ooh, fair question.
The Shadow has not only overcome you, it has overcome all Elvendom.
Uh-oh.
In the end, your drive to prove your virtue will work right into Sauron's design.
If there's anyone who knows Sauron, it's him.
Hoping I will reveal something.
You have already revealed everything I hoped you would, and more.
Oh, all these things and more.
All of Eärien may well be under Sauron's control by now.
Did you really think I would attempt to challenge the might of Sauron with a single legion?
Yeah, what do we got? What do we got? Reveal shot. Light the torches. The beacons.
Wow, right on cue.
Wait till we get to the top of the ridge and then light them so she can see it.
And then I'm going to ask her out.
Now that you have confirmed beyond any doubt who he is, and told me who carries your ring, Eärien will fall.
I feel like if you suspected him, you should have just kept him in captivity.
Yeah.
Sauron has no army of his own, so he has lured yours here instead. He wants you to attack Eärien.
Bind her. She will be useful later.
Oh, you
God,
dumbass.
dude.
Do not take his law!
I will make him choke on it.
No, dude, no.
This is what he wants!
Listen to her.
Yeah.
Even this Orc's like,
maybe she's right. Yeah, I don't know about this one, Gov. I got a family to look after. Yeah. No.
Oh, shit. Episode 7 gonna be a battle.
Yeah.
That's gonna be fun.
No. Harder, better, faster, stronger.
This is the first episode I've seen that's actually making me want to watch the movies in a positive way.
Agree. I'm excited for what this all leads to, rather than being like, I wish I was watching that instead. Yeah. and for this as a part of that chain. Get a little smile. Come on.
Mr. Blacksmith.
Always the palm. Gotta get it.
This poor guy. He's my favorite actor on the show.
Yeah, he's great.
How fares your progress?
Outside, sounded like the siege alarm.
I assure you, I have the affairs of the city well in hand.
Yeah?
I shall decide that for myself.
Nuh-uh.
You belong in here, my friend.
I've had quite enough of you telling me where I belong.
Speak, friend, and get the hell out of here.
You pushed the wrong guy.
Oh, yeah. He's gonna, like, flip you around now.
We still have 9 rings to forge.
Wow, what a jerk.
You on Angel Radio? Oh, he's working an illusion.
Smart. Smart.
Oh, no. He's so inside your head. Aww. So many beautiful crafts and trades. Rich life and culture.
I came to Eärien not because the Valar needed you.
I needed you.
But because I did.
I was whack.
I cannot forge more rings. And without Mithril,
Ugh.
I have been to Khazad-dûm.
And?
Mithril ore, refined to a powder by Narvi himself.
Woof. What a carrying case.
I give you my oath, upon my immortal being, when the history of this age is written, the Silmarils,
The Silmarillion.
they will merit little more than a whisper.
Oh.
And your rings, the rings of power,
Yes, on Prime Video.
they will be deemed the most precious creations in all Middle-earth.
The precious.
Do not turn back now at the very moment your boots are kissing the threshold.
God, who scripted this episode? Who wrote the dialogue?
Use it, my friend. Best Feanor.
Forge.
One last time.
One more time. Damn, it's so weird. It's like I'm part of me wants him to do it just to regain some glory, and part of me is like, no, wake up, dude. You must know in your soul something's wrong.
I don't want him to do it.
I don't want him to do it, but I just want him to get his mojo back. I want him to be at peace. Yeah, buddy. Wow.
Oh, the trailer shot.
Hey.
When he's walking.
That's pretty cool. And I know, I mean, obviously the environment and lighting was somewhat CG changed, but I imagine they probably blocked that live. Thundering footsteps. Oh no. This is a good choice to keep the whooshing of the camera like at a pace that still feels like a real camera's doing it. Instead of like zipping really fast.
It does look real. This is a messed up strategy. A lot of innocent people will die.
He looks so much like Sean Bean to me for some reason. God, just flaming boulders. Whoa. Damn. That, like, streaks across the screen at the end there. That's crazy. Well, gang. We did it. Rings of Power. Season 2, Episode 6. Dare I say, the best episode of this season yet. Maybe the best episode yet of the show. Gee, do you agree?
I would concur with the sentiments that you have expressed, John.
Yes. Now, that's good because I wanted you to say that, but I made you believe that you wanted to say that. It's been my game plan all along.
You know, with fandoms, it's really interesting to get an episode like this that, like, okay. In Acolyte, there was this episode that, episode 5, that was really action heavy. It was like their big action episode. And people were like, this is it. Show's turned around. A lot of people were saying that, right?
Star Wars is back.
And I was telling, like, everyone who I was talking to in private, like, I know how this is going to go. Then they're going to come out with another episode next week. It's not going to be as action heavy as there's Rise and disappoint. And then people are going to be disappointed with the finale. And then sure enough, it's like, that's exactly how it went. Yeah. You know how predictable these things can be.
Yes.
And my concern was that this show would get to a point where they do a super heavy action episode. And people are like, yeah, this is it. This is what I wanted. That kind of happened in the first season. There was like that big action episode. It was like episode 4 or 5. People were like, whoa, that was great. And it was a great episode. Yeah. And what I loved about this was that there's no action, and the way to me, I'm like, this is a really good turning point because it's the strongest I felt the writing has been.
Yeah, easily.
I feel like out of all the episodes, I think this is the best writing. This is the first one where I feel like there was a great synergy from writing to acting and directing.
Everything.
And visual effects. Yeah, everything was actually, to me, it wasn't a single thing here that I was like, eh. So... yeah, I would say this is definitely the best episode of the show so far, in my opinion, from a filmmaking standpoint. That's where I would subscribe.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. This is the first time I think everything I was noticing was, for the most part, in appreciation and it was kind of I got a genuine additional layer of joy the further this got, because I agree. It's like
I kind of didn't want it in.
Seriously, same. And like, this is the first time where I've noticed the writing in a very positive way, where I'm like, yes, both the dialogue itself sounds good, and it's very apropos of the Lord of the Rings type of language, but the debates are interesting, the perspectives are interesting. There is at least like dramatic tension, especially when you're watching the back and forth of like Elendil and the Queen, and his steadfastness to his faith and to walking the path, and just like this felt like you were glimpsing a very all the different parties privy to incoming or impending tyranny and doom and all that sort of stuff. It felt like everyone was connected, even if you're cutting, like, what am I trying to say? When you're cutting around, everything felt well linked thematically, even if not all the conversations were about the same thing. Like, it made sense that all these were in the same episode. The proportionality made sense. Like, we only need to check in with Gandalf and Tom Bombadil like once, Nori and them once. Those were good scenes. I liked those scenes. Both of those were memorable. And then we go back to these places where more of the direct impending physical threats are happening. And like, this is kind of the type of episode where I'm like, man, if the show was consistently like this, this would feel justified and feel worth the while, because I feel like Lord of the Rings, it should be a little bit poetic. It should give you certain broad themes to contemplate about the life that we live, but also it should feel to a degree epic, and it should feel like you are witnessing these different cultures and species all trying to coexist together just on their own, and then also in the shadow of tyranny and all that. And I like that, it's just a mark of good writing anytime you have an episode that is mostly all circumstance, conversation, etc., and you're gripped by all of that, and you feel the tension of those things. I think you specified the Khazad-dûm storyline, which has been great, and I really liked that debate. And just, watching, I think they've done a nice job of, it's been more overt with the dwarves, and they've explained why in the show, that like, you can really see his corruption pretty bold-facedly Durin, but even that is still interesting. Like, they've drawn that the right way. It's like with the elves, you suspect the rings, but you feel like, maybe they're not as tainted. And then with the dwarves, you're like, okay, they are tainted, and we can really see that. And just I don't know, all the circumstances feel alive, and the settings all felt very distinct. And I was sitting there going like, really appreciating the writing, really appreciating the acting. And then other things can shine out too. Then it's like, oh man, these effects look great. These locations look great. The costuming, the set designs, the props, all that stuff. And I just hope they can maintain this, because this was really lovely. And I think we got every plot line in this episode too, at least to some extent. And it didn't feel like jam-packed or rushed or anything like that. It's a momentous day.
There was no Theo or Isildur.
That's true. We got almost every plot line. But even that, like, I'm glad that we can leave them for a while. And I trust that they'll be back at an appropriate point in time. And I just hope the show continues on this qualitative path. I mean, I feel like, we've been here for season 2 saying this is better executed and better, thought out in certain ways than season 1. But this, reached kind of a leveling up of that quality, that like bar of quality.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Nori scene, about the Harfoots and stuff. That's probably like still the least engaging part of the show to me. And I did really like the Tom Bombadil interaction, watching the stranger be mentored in this direction. The parts about the Rings of Power, though, are easily they've actually make the title of the show. That's the most interesting aspect of it. Watching the strategy of what Sauron's doing, where people feel like they need the rings in order to beat Sauron, when really that's the thing that is actually weakening them, is having the rings. And then watching the way they've let the rings illustrate kind of a different sin. When you see the dad in Khazad-dûm, he's greed. When you see Celebrimbor, it's pride. Watching how all this crumbling is happening from within, from character choices and less battleground, is actually rather compelling. And I can see actually the lackluster effect that people might have towards Sauron just kicking it with the blacksmiths for most of the season. There's something about it, though, that I like of how he's not really even doing much.
Yeah.
Yet he has a powerful effect because it's an insidious way to spread your venom throughout the entire Middle Earth in a really cool way.
It feels like he's almost just like he has a master plan, but it also feels like he's just kind of introducing elements and tinkering and watching, the effects spread out.
Yeah. So I really am enjoying that. And then even with Adar, that moment, I felt like, oh, okay, cool. They're going to team up. You kind of have a cliche moment. But I still like how at the end they see they're going to attack. What's the city called? Where
Eärien.
They're going to attack Eärien. You're like, no, this is like a bad guy way of going about it.
Yeah.
Which is upsetting. And I'm like, it's good to kind of remind you of that there's a very big divide in how the elves would approach it, like Galadriel, versus how Adar's approach is doing. Although, a little questionable. I was kind of questioning that, of why did he let Sauron, if he even suspected this Halbrand guy was Sauron, why he should have just kept him in captivity.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, he felt that they were safer without it. But I'm like, I don't know. It seems like he might have been wiser and then maybe get your answer elsewhere.
Yeah.
If he felt like he needed to interrogate a Galadriel in order to find out. That's one part of it that's a bit of a question mark to me in this choice.
Makes me want to go back and look at some of those older scenes when he's got him.
Yeah, there is this one element that I feel that I wish the show kind of expressed with its characters, even with this episode, is I just kind of want one scene of someone being like, we had him, like we had Sauron right here.
Yeah,
but no one ever expresses that frustration. Like, we literally had him. And we messed it up.
I mean, I feel like you've gotten some of that through Galadriel basically being like, oh, I helped Sauron out, just kind of casting a pall over her spirits. But yeah, he's touched so many parts of the map as of last season. So yeah, you would think that somebody would. I mean, yeah, that seems like an important character beat, because I feel
even
like
Adar
that would be very relatable.
Like, shit.
Yeah, damn, we had the opportunity, the golden opportunity, and now we're in this position.
Yeah. And I think the one part of the storyline that's not really connected to because I think with the Stranger and Tom Bombadil, they had a reminder about the Dark Wizard, which I personally don't really care about yet. I'm saying, because I haven't really spent much time building that up. Just a little check-in. But when they drew the line, they said the Dark Wizard in this side of the world, and then we got Sauron here. So it's a good reminder about whatever the Stranger's journey is on is linking to Sauron. And of course, the stuff in Numenor will ultimately tie into all that. But their concern hasn't seemed to deal with Sauron at all.
They're still figuring out we're the mortal men dealing with our shit over here. We're figuring out who gets to rule who before we join the rest of the world.
Yeah. And I think when it does come to fruition there, it will be good. And I thought that was easily the most compelling Numenor has been from a character standpoint.
Agreed.
This is the one where I felt like I was really invested in the characters this time.
In the characters, as well as the places and as well as the iconography. And I think, too, I mean, it's hard to draw a convincing scenario in which you have a villain who is as brilliant and as collected, as they're portraying Sauron here. And I feel like, at least as of this episode, I whatever gripes about certain aspects of writing aside, this season, and certainly as of this episode, I feel like they've done a good job of convincing me, at least, that, like, oh man, you got to kind of question every conclusion you make or every kind of new strategy you drop, because what if that's part of his plan? And I could see how that would work. Like whenever there's a certain, like anytime anybody feels like they have the upper hand on Sauron, you kind of obviously assume they probably have the opposite of that. But I do buy, like, the character of Sauron could easily be something that doesn't work and you don't buy it, especially in this form. And I do believe what he's capable of and what everyone's afraid of about him. And I think they've done a nice job of showing his like insidious nature. And I think the way that the actor plays the character, beyond the writing, beyond the stuff where you can tell, like, oh, he's planting this idea, like the writing, the performance that he brings and the body language, and even those little moments where he's like smiling to himself, like the character through all that feels more alive than just like, oh, we need him to sow this chaos for a functional purpose. Like he does kind of feel to me like, yeah, he has this goal, like I said before, of, you know, creating his ultimate empire, but he also just seems to be kind of poking and prodding the world the way somebody who wants to look down on all of creation from the top might.
Yeah.
Like he feels almost detached and like he's kind of messing around with people, even though he's also so calculated and this is all part of a grand master plan. Like, yeah.
To me, the one who, if there was someone to get an Emmy consideration for acting, which I don't think anyone will on this show, that's not an insult. It just seems like the kind of show where they wouldn't do it. It would be the actor playing Celebrimbor.
He's great.
You know,
he's so good.
He started off in this, especially in this season, he's having the most of a descent. He's having the most of an internal conflict always going. You know, he's already completely different than who he was when we first checked back in with him in the beginning of this season. And it's very believable. You know, even when you think he's finally like, I'm about to step away from this, he gets suckered back in.
It's so sad, that scene.
It's heartbreaking, you know, and I'm constantly worried that, like, once the rings are made, he's just going to be killed. And I find myself the most concerned and invested in him.
Yeah.
And I think his performance is brilliant. And I hope more people... I don't feel like enough people actually talk about him because it's an easy performance to overlook because he's not the most, I don't know, big character. But I think he's an amazing actor who really makes this character feel alive, and the tragedy of the blacksmith who forged this is pretty cool.
Yeah, I remember the first season being like, oh man, Elrond is like kind of a standout, you know, like main supporting character, whereas I feel like almost the amount of screen time that Elrond might have had before has now kind of shifted naturally as the story has shifted toward Celebrimbor, and yeah, he is the most interesting and like relatable and heartbreaking tragic character, and they have done a really nice job in fleshing him out and giving him little nuances and things.
Because he can tell something's wrong.
Yeah.
Whereas the king, King Durin, he's always been kind of an asshole already.
Yeah, he's always been a hard-headed, a stone-headed guy.
Stubborn mofo who always wants his way regardless, and now his way is just not a great way. But it feels like very much in tune with like bringing out the worst quality of this guy already, and amplifying it, and even adding the layer of greed upon him because he's never really quite been greedy. Whereas Celebrimbor, he's like, I don't know what's up with me, you know?
Yeah, I don't feel myself. I need to step away. Something's wrong.
Yeah, so I think he's like the best performer. He's got the best writing and he's the best performance at the same time.
Yeah, I agree. Got to learn his name. He's doing excellent work.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a little bit of moments with our buddy, with Arondir. He got to kick a little bit of ass. It's pretty cool.
Yep.
And, yeah. We forgotten anything? There was a little Balrog. They had a little Balrog in the fire. We got a big old Cthulhulian sea monster. What did you guys think? Do you agree? Is this the best the show's been so far? Does this give you hope for the episodes to come, for the seasons to come? This is the first time I'm like, goddamn, I hope enough people watch this because I hope they can keep this march upward of quality to the point where we could get 5 seasons where 3 of them are great, you know?
Sure.
And anyway, leave us your thoughts. Go give it a stream, and we'll catch you for episode 7 next week. Much love, people.
Delia Chamberlain.
Delia.
If we were to travel the Mount Doom,
ooh,
who would I want to be carrying the ring? Undoubtedly you.
Yeah, you are the most trustworthy with the ring.
You're reliable. You're honest. You got a good heart.
You're incorruptible.
That's the thing, John. I don't know about that.
Oh, no. What? Twist?
I feel like what you want to do is to get the ring to me, because that's where the ring wants to go, is to Mount Doom.
Oh, no.
But let's face it.
Adelia Brand.
Think of the power you can have.
Yeah. We can use its power. We can harness it for our own ends.
So we're going to need someone who can be deceitful. Yeah. So if we give you the ring, but we know there's a darkness in you,
Is it enough?
You eat on the journey with you. We can then rule the world.
Rule the
together. John and I would be your husbands.
Yes.
Your kings.
We will be.
And we would
Yes, kings.
gladly bow to your feet.
Oh, yeah. You have to give us two special rings of our own.
That'd be amazing.
That would be the best. Match. Oh, my God.
Love 2 matching rings.
Yeah.
And
say hers and hers because we're both Adelia's.
I love it. Yeah. Adelia, I think you could be a powerful dark ruler of this world. And I think you kind of want it too.
I think you deserve it.
I feel like if you had that dark power, you would totally make choices with that. That completely fit the way you want the world to function.
Absolutely. Hey, I'm here for it.
Check it.
Bring it on.
Green light whenever she's on the road.
Green light whenever she's on the road. Bank account just always full.
Always
it just
a
says
full bank
full.
account.
Yeah.
First in line for everything.
Everything. Even at Disneyland.
When someone's on their phone at a theater, they explode.
They explode, and Adelia gets their phone.
And they explode quietly so it doesn't distract you from the movie.
In fact, they explode into just, more popcorn for everyone to eat.
Oh, my
So it's
God.
like people
yeah.
are like, thank you,
So they're
Adelia.
loud when people
Not
get on
only
the
did
phone.
that asshole shut up, but we're all getting free food.
Darkness
We love
reigns because of you, my dear.
You are the Witch Queen of Angmar.
I love to see it.
Hells yeah.
We bow to you.